Okay, hello. Uh, let's see. I think today would be. I just heard a guy that I love it when atheists either have a near-death experience or a turnaround because they're so separate as an atheist, and then they become so together when they reconnect. It's very specific. It's probably more scientific since they believe in science as their God. But this guy went from being an atheist to now he's channeling dragons. And the dragons were so much love. And they said, yeah, we got the reputation. Everybody thinks we're big and we're more advanced because we're dragons. But actually, we think the reverse is true. We think that you're far more important than we are. And we're benefiting from you being here because where you came from, where I came from, where you came from, and all conscious being came from is a divine place. It's beautiful. We had everything we needed, everything we wanted, but we chose to come here. Why? And it was hard to get here. To munch that huge, massive spirit into this little tiny baby, it's a miracle. And then I mean, it's probably good for us to have amnesia because we have to forget everything to adjust to 3D here. And then they have a scaffolding. They got the opposites out there trying to throw us off, and we kind of bounce around. But eventually, I came to the conclusion that, oh my God, I'm being separated from my father and my mother, and they don't want me to figure that out. But once you figure that out and you're talking to your mother and your father and your higher self inside yourself, you're developing a relationship with them that only you know about. And they'll show you things intimately that it had to be them. It's not like you're guessing if it's your higher self, or you're guessing if it's Jesus, you're guessing if it's God the Father or Gaia. It's like, and you've got guides, so you may get, but you may mix up the players that are helping you, but the one thing you know for sure, it's from source. There's always, in every situation, there's a zone. There is source. It is source that you're expressing. It is God the Father, which is source. I mean, you're trying to give your best macaroni painting you can, the best expression that you can. But first, man, wow, it's just crazy. I mean, it's just so wild here. But there's nothing you can really do that's wrong. As long as you, I mean, even, you know, if people got harmed along the way, it really wasn't your intention to harm anybody. And it's just one of those necessary things about this land when you're separate, when you're evacuated from yourself, bad things happen. That's when bad things happen. They don't happen when you're connected to source. You see everybody as one. You're not going to harm that person. That person's you. you're so you're just loving them the way they are, and that's what you are. You're love at your core, and your higher self is 100% pure, unconditional love. And we've covered up with so much distortions and infections and distractions and chaos and so forth. And if there's a part of you that still likes chaos, still gets some electricity from that gossip, you gotta keep going until that smacks you in the face. But really, if you're off track, it'll smack you in the face. And by the time you get there, you're like, oh man, I'm so exhausted from fighting this and clawing my way back. Did I really have to make it that difficult? Probably not. If you can really internalize that you are not only God's son, but you are God, because God allows you to be Him. He's just 100% God, so there is no limit. And it's a perception thing. Once you realize that there is no beginning to you, and there's no end to you, and there's nothing you could do to fuck it up, and you came here, you were whole, you volunteered to come here so that you could, I think, I mean, there's things that I stand up for. If it's separation, I went through separation. And if you're offering me that again, you're crazy if you think I'm going back there. So I'm trying to bring as many people to oneness as possible. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but that's the key. We're all connected. Everything in our mirror is from inside of us. And we've got a program that is shooting out that's 3D, and we can adjust to it. And anything that was supposedly scary or bad, we can handle it. If we chose it, if it comes in our mirror, if it comes in our day to day, I'm not talking about YouTubes, I'm not talking about Facebook or Instagram or CNN. It's do you is in your mirror things that naturally appear before you. Is this what's in your mirror? Because I guarantee you there's nothing in your mirror that would be here in this perfect world if you were defeated by it. If it was bigger than you, there's nothing that's bigger than you. There's no sickness that comes from outside. There's no such thing as COVID. I know you could say, well, I got it. All you got to do is check the CDC numbers and go back and see how many people died of flu and cold every year. And you'll probably find there'll be about 250,000 people that die of flu and cold every year, except the COVID years. 0. Because they all got moved into that category. In fact, there was a lot of weird stuff they got moved into. Every time somebody was old, died of old age, they died of COVID. It's just everything got, because they got paid so much money to say COVID, because that was the thing. But I don't look at that as a bad thing. I look at that, it was a good thing for me. It helped me it helped me look inside and face two really deep, both of them over 35 years of trauma that I've been carrying around inside. Wow. So it was just amazing that they got the whole planet to think about one thing. They did a brilliant job. The fact that you could get the whole planet to even think about one thing as being the most important. I mean, granted, it wasn't important to me, but I was surrounded by mask holes and mask people and, threatening my life, because, I've been in vibrational medicine for decades. I can't go back to kindergarten and say, okay, I believe this. I mean, it just doesn't exist. I mean, we have 20% of our body is viruses. We need those viruses to survive. We have all this crap around here, so we need, but all these viruses are dead anyway. They're just a protective layer. But yeah, I read where there's these scientists that go to the Antarctic every year for 6 months, and they never are without their hazmat suit. They're wearing their hazmat suit to bed. They're 6 months, and when they get home, they almost die. All of them get so sick because their body was trained to not have any viruses, and so they got sick immediately because you believe in outside forces. I mean, if you look at Wim Hof, he doesn't believe that anything from the outside can kill him, and he's right. If you do believe something from the outside can kill you, you're right too. It's just it's weird down here. We can create whatever we want, but I don't subscribe to germ theory. I've in my own life I've found that many times people were sick all around me, and I just didn't get sick. Now my body needed the exosomes to get out because there's nothing wrong with having a cold. I mean, it's just a detoxing of your body, so it's not bad. Oh my God. So yeah, you want to mingle with that, but it was tough. It was tough getting here, and it was tough. So, but we are very special for doing this, and it's a big deal. So you might as well have fun. You're here. If there's any traumas that you're having a hard time facing, just email me or, I mean, send me a message on here and I'll try to help you through it. I can't think of a whole lot of trauma that I haven't dealt with over the years, either myself or other people. But anyway, uh, I'll be around.